Hey YouTube, back for part 3 I think it was. Had a little snafu. Anyway, I just decided to get the potatoes started. I'm not going to show you how to peel potatoes or cut potatoes. It's pretty self-explanatory. But what I did was put about half a cup of olive oil and, well, not even a half a cup, and a little bit of Crisco, pure canola oil, and I probably put, I don't know, a couple tablespoons in there. And I put in about 2 tablespoons of butter. Threw in a little bit of pepper. I like my stuff just a little spicy. Anyway, we're going to just get it cooking up here. And see, cutting potatoes is not difficult. I'm not going to bore you with that. Got some peas sitting over here. And I'm going to just throw some butter in those. Dumped a can of peas in there with a little butter. Butter makes everything better. So we'll get started on the potatoes here. And, well, I'm already started, but you kind of get the gist. Anyway, I'm going to cook these down, get them nice and brown, and we'll be right back with you. One thing to remember when you're putting your potatoes in, you get them up at a high heat. You turn mine up about 7 or 8 on an electric stove on this cast iron pan, which is just great for browning stuff. Be sure you stir your potatoes often. Put plenty of oil in there. So what? Fat ain't going to kill you. It's good for you. Everybody loves fat. When you put your potatoes in, high heat with the oil, be sure and stir them up real good or else they'll stick. That's very important. If you just let them sit, high heat, and then you come back in a few minutes and try and stir them, they will stick. It's a non-stick pan. Well, it's not really a non-stick pan. It's a cast iron pan. They're supposed to be non-stick, but trust me, they do stick. But if you stir it, while the potatoes are starting to get up to temperature, some of that moisture will get out and they won't stick so bad. We'll be right back as soon as they brown a little more. As you can see, the steam's coming off the potatoes. They're starting to dry out a little bit, so they brown. One thing I did forget to mention, Grandma didn't use olive oil and pure canola oil and butter. She used lard. Well, it's kind of hard to find lard today, and if you do, it tastes like crap. I've tried it. I could never find the lard she used to get 25 years ago. It just seems to have a weird smell and weird taste to it, so I decided to just go the healthier way, which is not really that healthy because it's got a bunch of butter in it. And be back as soon as they brown a little more. A little snafu I mentioned earlier. The reason my video cut off when I was draining the onions into the meat was my phone was full of video. I forgot to erase some of the video. So anyway, I will be showing you the results of the flank steak, which is in the oven cooking at 200, well, between 200 and 225 for about an hour. You know, it's kind of the crock pot method in a way. It really makes the meat tender, lets all the flavor sink in really well. And what I did is I just wrapped it up in the foil and put it in there with the onions and let it sit. So it's been cooking for about an hour. And once the potatoes are done, it should have tenderized a lot more. Alright, so at this point, the potatoes, as they're starting to lose their moisture and you see them steaming and cook like this, I've stirred them up, made sure they didn't stick. Once they get to this point, just stir them up every so often because you want them to stay down for a little while so they'll brown. If you keep stirring them, they won't brown as quick. So let's see how they look on the other side. See, they're starting to brown. Just keep stirring them up and flatten them back down. Get them all flattened out, spread out. And by the way, this is about 5 small potatoes. Cut them 4 times lengthwise and then about every half an inch down the potato, and you end up with this. So we'll be back when they brown some more. Okay, while we're starting to brown these, or finish to brown these, just want to mention if you don't have a cast iron pan, you need to get one. They're real easy to clean. Never use soap on them. I don't care what anybody says. After you season them, don't use soap on them. Just put them in hot water. You know, let the hot water run on it and use a little scrub brush. Scrub it off real good. Wipe it out with a paper towel and you're ready for the next thing. Basically, that's all I did with this was I just hit it with some hot water, brushed it off, and all that burnt stuff from the meat came right off. And now we're cooking our potatoes. So let's go ahead and stir them again. Keep stirring them, that way you make sure you get everything kind of even. And